Well, I finally made it down to Archer's Fork Loop, which is, I believe, a 13-mile loop. It's the map behind me, and it is a very remote area, so I'm very curious what the trail is going to look like. So you start off, and there's a cemetery at the top of the hill where you start out at. So I think this is going to be a pretty poorly maintained trail from the looks of it, but won't know until I get on it. Just doing a 2-day, 1-night run, should be fine. But definitely looks interesting. It's late season, it's in December. I made it just in time before the trails close. So, alright, let's grab the pack and get going. Alrighty, here we go. We're in the loop. That's the head of it. Right down here by the cemetery. Alright, let's do this thing. Cool ravine right at the start on the left side next to the cemetery. So I've got my heavy pack, but I have a pretty light loadout actually. It's only 2 days and a night, but being winter time, even though I am in southern Ohio and it's fairly temperate, probably high 30s, low 40s, I still brought the cold weather gear just in case. Now, I do have a weather report that I'm staring down the barrel of some solid snow blowing in soon, but I think I'm going to just miss it. But rules of the trail, prepare for what's about to happen, or it'll happen to you and you're screwed, right? So you don't want to end up unprepared, especially when it comes down to bad weather. Too many people go by it on the trail from being ill prepared, and then what ends up getting them is exposure. A lot more than anything else, that's for sure. This is definitely an old place. Lots of natural gas lines coming through here too. Being in southeastern Ohio, that's what they got here. All right. So which way do I want to go with this? Okay, so I checked the map. That way is north, and that way is south. So we are going to go north first, and then loop it back. So this seems to be the neck going back to the trailhead. Now if I looked at the map and I understood it right, I guess there's a pretty cool cave down there to the south, so I'll save that for tomorrow. We'll see where the path goes to the north, but look at these woods. This is definitely an old place. Obviously, decades and decades ago they timbered it, but you see all these gas lines coming through. Looks like a campsite coming up over here too. Yeah. I got a couple more hours left of daylight, so I'll start looking for a different spot for a good campsite. Got this neat scenic valley on the side. And then you can see the ridge lines out there. We are so close to the border. You get so many cool sounds when you're out here. Like hearing the screech of a red-tailed hawk and nothing else. Just the crunch of the leaves under your feet. You get a hawk out there. There he goes again. But yeah, it's very peaceful out here. Very, very peaceful. Check this out. Very neat area. The trails are actually better maintained than I expected. I figured it was gonna be torn up, but this ain't bad. So even though I'm going down in this little ridge line, pretty well maintained, no complaints. The markings are kind of lackluster. I'm seeing more blue flares than yellow, so a couple times I've already raised my eyebrows, like, did I lose my trail? But no, they're just, the blue flares are just marked more often than the yellow ones. The yellow ones are still definitely there, so just not as often. Some of these ridgeline switchbacks are fairly narrow. It's a very steep decline as you're coming down. Very woody, not very rocky. There is some. If I was worried about anything falling on me, it'd probably be a tree from the look of it. But yeah, I was just up there. The switchback brought me down this way. I got a creek down here. A neat looking creek. Right here, here's the crossing. That's pretty nice right there. Alright, let's do it. Yep, last thing I want to do is eat it here. Wait for a cold night, I'll tell you that. It looks like the trail continues over there. Now, all trails rated this as a hard trail. Now, I'd imagine that's because of the hills and stuff, but these hills aren't really bad at all. Moderate at most, I'd say, from what I've seen. It's been a pretty comfortable hike. Even under pack, but for an overnight, the only reason I even packed any heavier is just because it's wintertime. But I wouldn't say this is very difficult at all if you're in any kind of shape anyway. The ravines and the creek beds, they're pretty cool. You're definitely not going to see any major scenic overlooks. Nothing that I've seen anyway. This is pretty neat. That boulder up there looks like it got hair. That's pretty neat up there. Let's check this out. All right, starting to get a little bit of difficulty here. So I started hitting the inclines, the big inclines, and it's what you get when you ignore the topography maps. I tell you, oh yeah, it's gonna get steep, but hey, sometimes it's more fun to find out the hard way. Sure. What do we have here? Got a waterfall cave thing. Let's get closer. Alright. Looks like the path goes that way, but it's real indirect. We're going to get back on the path in a minute, but I'm going to drop pack real quick. I want to get a closer look at this thing. It's always weird when you take your pack off for the first time after a couple miles. Feel light as a feather, but going through this area would be kind of hairy with a backpack, so it's probably better this way. Oh yeah, there she is. Check this out. Look at the rocks. Super smooth from the waterfall. That's all waterfall right there. We're on top of it. Be super careful I don't go over that edge, because that'll be a bad day for me. See if I get a good angle on it. So here's the other side of it. Right here. Right there you can see falls. Oh yeah, there's a good cave down there. I'm gonna make my way down there, see if I can check this thing out. Oh yeah, now we're getting a look at all of it from a better angle. So that's a real smooth slope there. Gotta be real careful. We'll be down in the cave in a minute. Hot dog. Let's get up in there. Bet you it goes all the way through. Neat. Wonder if that'd be a real good shelter. Pretty cool sandstone cave. Check it out. It's pretty neat with the falls were a lot more active. Come back here and it connects back through there. That's how I crawled through to this side. Oh, pretty cool. I'll get back to the pack. This should be interesting. Little side adventures are always fun. I've never actually done a solo in any kind of distance. This is my first one. And truth be told, it's okay. It's peaceful and stuff. But for something cool like that, a cave, you know, it'd be kind of cool to have a buddy, but oh well. All right, back to it. What do we have here? Some really cool rock formations on this trail. I'll give it that. Oh, do we have a cave? No, no cave. Pretty cool. This whole ridge line is just full of rocks, really cool boulders. I think we finally got to the meat of the trail, or at least part of it, because I'm digging it. This is really cool. All right, the last series of switchbacks was kind of tough coming up from the creek down there, but it's not for the sake of the elevation. Found a little Easter egg on the trail, a pack of wood. So, in my genius, I picked it up and I've been carrying it for about a mile. Even though there's plenty of drop wood around. But the way I figure it, waste not, want not, right? Good decisions all around. Well, if this isn't an omen that this is going to be my campsite, I don't know what is. Very well stocked, already got a bench, got a fire pit, nice flat area. Pretty cool view in the morning. Yep, that's a good spot. All right, it is 4:07, so I'm just about bingo on daylight. Sunset's at 5, and in the hills, especially in the woods, that means sunset is probably going to be in the next half hour. So I think about as good a spot as I'm going to get right here at the bottom of this hill. So, all right, I'm going to start setting up camp. Well, hot dog, right down there, the river, pretty steep ravine there. But yeah, boy, is this a good spot. Kind of glad I found that wood. Surprisingly very dry. It's working out pretty good. All set up. So a fun piece of knowledge. Apparently the stones that I found in this fire pit, and a lot of the stones in the area, of course, they're all sandstone, which is porous, of course, which will get pockets of moisture or air pockets, and if you heat them up, they'll explode. So I've had a couple of rock explosions going on here, though I'm just kind of hoping for the best.